So we're starting to see some significant predictions come out about the box office for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And we're only a couple of weeks away from the film, and these numbers don't look good. Want to know what I'm talking about? Here we go. According to Deadline, and many other sources, but let's start with Deadline first, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is tracking to $130 million US. Now, that number is on the bottom of the prediction scale, with a chance for it to go much higher. Again, the film opens on Friday, May 5th, and it will have, distanced itself from the success of Super Mario Bros., which will likely be closing in on 600 or 700 million at that point. What's really disturbing here is that number is well below the previous film in the franchise. That film opened to $146.5 million. And as I said, the number that's being reported as far as the projected total is actually the lowest number they can go, because the highest side looks to be about $155 million. Interestingly enough, the website Box Office Pro has reached their projections as well, at least they did back on the 7th of April. And those numbers from Sean Robbins, they were just pretty much in line with what Deadline is reporting nowadays. They strongly suspect that this film is going to underperform and, maybe leave Marvel with a lot to think about. For example, if this film finishes between the $288 million and the $403 million range for its overall theatrical run, it will likely stay somewhere around $800 million globally. Those are not good numbers. And if it hits the bottom of the projection scale at $288 million for its domestic run, that leaves this film making about $500 million at the box office at best. Problem with that, it will lose money, just like Ant-Man Quantumania, somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 million. Now, these are way more informed guesses than, an educated guess. There's a lot of data and facts and basically reflection on trends that goes into selecting about where a film is going to perform. And one of the other things that figures quite prominently in doing a proper projection, it's pre-sales. According to all reports as of right now, the pre-sales for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 are only 70% of Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania. Those are not good pre-sales. Being 2 weeks out, we should see somewhere close to 80-90% of what the actual pre-sale numbers will be the day before the film previews. Now, is this a catastrophe? Not yet. It's not time for that kind of hyperbole, but it is time to start to reflect on what could potentially go wrong here and why. First and foremost would probably be audience reticence, or reluctance to go and see another one of your films. We've been seeing a disturbing trend with Marvel, or one that some people can cheer about, where each one of these films is slowly adding to the decline overall. Audiences seem to be frustrated with poor CGI, empty story, and agenda-driven character takes and depictions that for some fans are more than a little bit annoying. This film is going to require an awful lot of positive word of mouth. Will the film open big? Probably. Will it exceed $130 million in its opening weekend? Maybe. What should have Disney even more concerned is if this film performs at the same level of Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania, which means it would have a domestic opening weekend of $106 million. That would be an absolute catastrophe, and it would likely point to the fact that the audiences are just plain done with Marvel films, plain done with Disney, a combination of both, or have just simply grown tired of superhero films. For this film to be a success at any point, it's going to need to have some significant legs. And it does have a few weeks where it will have the run of the box office for the most part. But what it can't do is settle on a 2.1 multiplier like Ant-Man Quantumania. That would just absolutely be, to say the same word again, devastating. One of the concerns that I have with this particular film is some of the leaks that came out early, indicating that a audience favorite character would end up dying during the course of the film. And it wouldn't be some secondary character like Mandu or Wandu or whatever his name was. No. It's a significant character, supposedly, or according to the leak. If that's the case, and that word of mouth gets out to the audience, this film could have a very short run indeed. Of course, I'm not going to indicate which character it is. That would be a spoiler, and I know how a lot of you really don't want those. What's worse here is something that's been talked about in a lot of different locations, whether it be Midnight's Edge After Dark, the H-Cast, and well, even my own shows. It would be that this film fails to reach $1 billion. That's right, this is the last opportunity for Disney to hit $1 billion this year, outside of Avatar: The Way of the Water, which technically was part of last year's box office. And if rumors are true about what's being said about Johnathan Majors right now, at least as far as his portrayal of Kang and upcoming episodes of Loki in season 2, Disney may have a lot of fires to put out in regards to this phase dive that we're currently engaged in. And there may need to be some serious restructuring or possibly even reshoots done for the Marvel Cinematic Universe finale this year in 2023 with the Marvels movie. And if you've seen that trailer and you've seen some of my opinions on how that film's going to perform, well, I don't think we will see any kind of record box office there. But I'm curious what you think. Do you think that this film has a danger of underperforming? Do you think it's going to crest $750 million? And do you think this is the only opportunity Disney has at $1 billion? Those are all relevant questions, and I put them to you. With that, I'll simply say this. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye.
Today, be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.